Hey fam, it's me Aaron for Comic Show. It's the first Wednesday after Free Comic Book Day. Free Comic Book Day was amazing in here. It was insane. It was the biggest one we've ever had. Big thank you to everyone who came out, everyone who bought something, everyone who helped out and volunteered, all the employees. Eric came back and busted ass on the register. It was fun. And in the Geekies we had like Monster Hunter Street Pass and a lot of cool stuff. I had some beers and had a great day. It was the best day we've ever had in sales ever in the history of the store. And at a comic shop, we're doing Free Comic Book May. This Saturday, I decided to do Marvel. It's free Marvel. What we're gonna have is these True Believer books. They're first issues, $1 first issues. We're gonna have it free. Age of Ultron, Civil War, House of M, Planet Hulk, Old Man Logan, Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man, and Marvel Zombies. And one good thing about all this is not just that the movie's out for Age of Ultron and we're trying to cash in on that hype, but Marvel's actually cashing on the hype with Secret Wars 1. Secret Wars 1 is out this week, and it's Hickman, and it delivers. It delivers on everything that you want. It's, I don't want to sound negative, but it's kind of everything Convergence isn't, in that we start with what we care about. We care about the 616, we care about the Ultimate Universe, we care about everything that's come out of Hickman's Avengers, the new Avengers, the Illuminati, the Cabal, all that, and that's what we get in this first issue. That's exactly where we're at, and if you haven't read it, it's fine. You just have to go with it. You just go with it. There's this incursion. These universes are coming together. Everything's going to die or blow up or be destroyed, and all the characters you love are all together, and they're all going to punch each other in the face. And here's something if you are wanting to get into Secret Wars, and you also like charts, graphs, and maps. It's Battle World itself. It's kind of like Risk. You can take over Battle World. You know, here's what all the different tie-ins are for the different parts of Battle World, and there's still 3 classified lands, but you know, you can figure out there's Spider Island. New Quack City is obviously Howard the Duck, and seriously, this is fun. And there are going to be tie-ins that are related to these things we're giving out free, like you know, Planet Hulk or Old Man Logan's, and obviously the Ultimate Universe, the Ultimate Manhattan. This is awesome. Secret Wars is awesome. If you liked Secret Wars 0 at all that you got for free on Free Comic Book Day, come in this Wednesday and get Secret Wars #1. It is Hickman, and he knows what he's been doing. He's been planning this since the beginning. I think he's been planning this since his Fantastic Four run, since the beginning of his Marvel stuff. And it's all culminating here, and it's insane. And I'm caught up in the hype of it. I love it. Moving on, Spider-Gwen, the Mary Janes. I'm really digging this book, and I wanted to highlight Guardians Team Up. This is Rocket Raccoon teaming up with the Pet Avengers, and it is ridiculous. It's so much fun. It starts with a game of poker, because you know dogs play poker, and Cosmo's there, and Lockjaw, and all the Pet Avengers you love, and Rocket Raccoon is with them and has helped out with something, and it was awesome. Some pet-on-pet violence. Moving on to DC, Convergence 5. It's more of the Scataris, Warlord, however you pronounce the Diamos. I haven't watched the Justice League Unlimited episode lately to remember how to pronounce his name. More dinosaurs and more of the Earth 2 New 52 heroes. And I am a fan of Earth 2 New 52. I read the whole thing. I read World's End, and I dig the fact that these are the Golden Age characters kind of reimagined. But this just wasn't what I really wanted from Convergence. And by the end of this issue, it finally syncs up to what we all wanted, which is the characters that we know and love from all these past realities all together fighting. That's what we wanted. I didn't want to see the spotlight on those Earth 2 characters, even though I have an affinity to them. I want to see all this stuff. And the coolest thing about Convergence this week is every issue has an 8-page backup that's what's new for June. Like every series is going either new, like there's 26 new titles, or they're a new direction for an existing series that's continuing. So we get a little backup in all of them. And this one, the Atom has the Green Lantern Renegade backup. The Atom's cool. You know, you have the Cho Atom, the Ray Palmer Atom, and you have Deathstroke. This Batgirl was a really cool story with Tim and Stephanie Brown. Cassandra was in it too, but the Stephanie Brown-Tim Drake relationship has some feels in here that's good, that I enjoyed. And then it has a Prez backup, which highly anticipated fun series that you know, it's either going to be super awesome, smart, Howard the Duck type of political cool, or kind of dumbed down, what the hell are they even doing it for? So far, so good though. Batman and Robin, the Omega Men backup story, which is in here, the 8-page, is what I want to talk about. It's so crazy. It's so weird. Like, in the solicitation, like this isn't a spoiler, this is already in here in the 8-page. It's already in the solicitation for issue 1. It looks like the Omega Men are like ISIS with like bags over people's heads and executing them for a political advantage to promote their political aims, and who they execute, or who they're going to execute, is Kyle Rayner, the White Lantern, you know, Space Jesus. They're going to execute Space Jesus. Like, what the hell? That's a great front-loaded beginning to Omega Men, or else, you know, I don't know, a lot of Kyle Rayner fans are going to be pissed, you know, like, you know what happens when Green Lantern fans get pissed off. And Harley Quinn 2, Harley Quinn and Captain Carrot, it's Looney Tunes. This is Harley Quinn, Looney Tunes zaniness, you know, replace Captain Carrot with Bugs Bunny, you know what I'm talking about. It is fun, and Poison Ivy, she's in it, and she hates rabbits too, obviously, because she's a gardener. So it's a actually great thing of them fighting, and I laughed out loud several times. There's an Animal Man reference because it's Steve Pugh doing it, and I really enjoyed it. This is a great classic Harley Quinn, loved it. You got Justice League, you got Nightwing, Oracle, obviously fan service there with a wedding. They all have backup stories. Just look in the back and you see what it is. Question was Rucka, and it culminated everything that he was doing with the Question, and stuff with Batwoman and all that. Speed Force, Wally West and his kids, that was fun. Lois Lane's baby, like seriously, they actually do what they said they're going to do with this. Unlike the main series so far, there's a baby. There's a baby. Superman and Lois have a baby. The baby's freaking born, and what's so cool, you can see from the cover, Batman delivers the baby. Batman, the Dr. Batman, Thomas Wayne, you know, he delivers a baby. It's freaking awesome. That was great. Titans, they finally fixed the wrongs they did with Arsenal, where they ripped his arm off and killed his daughter in the regular continuity of the old 52. And now we get this kind of putting all those fields right, and it was cool. I like the second issues better than the first issues because they all had that kind of nostalgic, warm feeling. And now we can go for issues 6, 7, and 8 of Convergence and get the cathartic ending of Convergence, and hopefully that will be balls to the wall awesome, because it certainly was not front-loaded as far as my enjoyment of it. But a lot of these two parts, I really liked what the camera was on, what the focus was, and how it pandered directly to me and my fandom for these characters on these specific moments that they finally either delivered on or got right. So, and the 8-page backups are freaking awesome. The dog welder one was great too. Dude that just welds dogs to people. That was fun. And the big book for DC is Batman Earth 1 Volume 2 by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. This is obviously the sequel to Volume 1, and where Volume 1 was all Penguin, this one is almost all Riddler, but it also has Harvey Dent, so you know it's going to be Two-Face stuff, and you know from the cover it focuses heavily on Gordon and Killer Croc. Alfred makes the joke that he's the butler when he's really the bodyguard several times, and it's cool that they're reimagining the Batman mythos, that it's a Batman that's more modern, that's more, he's not this mythological bat god kind of, like, he's not really a detective even, like his parents got killed and he puts on this spandex and he goes out and tries to bust some heads and gets his ass kicked. And I like that. And he is becoming the Batman that we know and love in a way through this book. And Jeff Johns and Gary Frank are really giving us something that is truly special. Like, you can't read this and be like, well, it's not this, it's not this, it's not this. Don't read it for what it's not. Read it for what it is. And what it is a great reimagining of Batman and Alfred, and an amazing reimagining of Two-Face. Like, freaking phenomenal reimagining of Two-Face, and I'll stand by that. So if you like Batman Earth 1 Volume 1, you will love Volume 2. If you didn't like it, you might not like it. But I think that now that they've established what the new canon is for this take on Batman, they really took it up a notch with Volume 2, and I'm excited for Volume 3. Already, Descender, this is Jeff Lemire's book with a boy robot and his robot dog, and robots destroying the world and people destroying robots, and with all that, it's very touching and very, like, family, like Jeff Lemire does with the whole family dynamic, and to do that with a boy robot, like with issue 2, was just beautiful, and I'm really enjoying Descender. Jupiter's Circle, it's our parents, all the problems they had with their generation, that greatest generation, and how we already knew that they're racist and homophobic, obviously, duh. But just to see how awful Hoover was, and and to see the heroes being heroes, even in that, and it makes me wonder, obviously we got to where we are out of the great things of the people of that generation that pushed things forward, that were progressive, the Martin Luther Kings and the people that pushed for equality got us to where we are. And it's just cool to see this kind of window in time of what would it be like with people with superpowers in that era, and what the Cold War would be like, what the Red Scare more or less would be like. And I'm enjoying Mark Millar. This is Mark Millar and more his political heady stuff, and not just his like haha violence crazy kick-ass stuff, which I like both of those things. So I'm enjoying it. Rat Queens Volume 2 is finally out. So if you're waiting for Volume 2, definitely get it. It's a great ongoing book. I really love it, and it took a little tumble there for a while, having to replace artists under unusual circumstances, and I think Curtis did a great job in how he handled that, and I'm enjoying it. And Southern Bastards, Jason and Jason, Gridiron, they took Boss Hogg and did his secret origin, and they literally made me care about that son of a bitch. That scumbag, that total racist, terrible douchebag of a human being, just a terrible bully, bullying a whole town, and basically destroying a man in the first volume, a good man. And now they give us his origin in a way that I actually felt bad for him. I actually felt for that little piece of shit. And it's great storytelling. I'm ready for him to get his ass kicked in Volume 3. I'm ready for him to get what he deserves, but he did deserve better than what he got as a child. He had a horrible father, he had a horrible upbringing, and his dream was deferred due to no fault of his own. He bled on that field for his dream, and it's a beautiful, disgusting, ugly book, and I love Southern Bastards. And then finally, Afterlife with Archie finally is out. Issue 8's finally out. Look at this cover. Here's Juggy. I mean, that's brilliant. Like, it's... Jughead is a zombie. He's a casualty. He's one of the first casualties of Riverdale's zombie outbreak. And this is kind of like his wake in this issue. And we get a lot of that stuff you get in zombie things where the survivors actually talk about their feelings and their emotions and the humanity of that all. That is such a highlight of Walking Dead that people complain about, like, there was no zombies in this episode or this issue, and all they did was talk about their feelings. And I love that stuff. So, awesome. A lot of great stuff. Seriously, if you were at all liked Secret Wars 0 or all even like curious about it after reading 0, come get issue 1. It delivers. It's awesome. The art's great. The concept's great. It's going to be so freaking good and so well executed. I won't shut up about Secret Wars. It's the crossover culmination of the epic worlds colliding done really well. So kudos to Hickman. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.